Pixar's Cars leads us to believe that there is a world of just sentient cars. But what is the real theory behind this? I've got a gross one for you. This comes from Jason Torchinsky from Jalopnik, which is a well-known car discussion website.
Yep.
And he talks about certain clues that lead us to believe one interesting theory in the Cars universe. I'm going to get to it, but I'll just jump right into it. His theory is that we're wondering where the humans are in this world, right?
Yeah.
His theory is that within each car is a human being. Meaning, I don't know what's happened to the world, but there's several clues that lead up to this, meaning, and specifically that there's lots of remnants of human culture left. For instance, in Cars 2, there's different cultures, like Japanese, English, American, all of these different human cultures that cars wouldn't necessarily form on their own. You can't imagine, a car coming up with certain religions based on humans and certain human-shaped architecture for them. And the cars themselves have human amenities. There's doors, there's screens. Why would they need these things if they were themselves these biomechanical existing metal things? It's hard to imagine.
Well, that's what's so interesting about this theory is that they said the cars are really just shells. That they are truly biomechanical, and that somehow there's been this society had a post-apocalyptic event, and that the people who survived could never leave their cars because it was the one safe place, and they kind of evolved into this they created apparatuses that where they could consume
let's take
fuel.
A look.
Yeah,
this will help demonstrate your point
Yes.
more. Yeah, he's wondering why are there, this is Bonnie Hunt's character, why are there door handles if there's no fingers? Why are there windows if there's no human eyes? Why are there doors if there aren't bipedal people stepping in? Why are there mirrors? Why would you need this at all? And here's what's going on inside. It's kind of gross.
In theory.
And if you look at it, that's lightning. So, yeah, it looks like there's a human being, a flesh and bone human, attached by the hands, the legs, the mouth, the anus to
Well, you got to have that...
And
gotta expedite somehow.
I mean, this goes from the theory that there's the eyes are in the windshield. Wouldn't the eyes naturally be in the face of the car, the headlights? Well, the reason is there's a person there that's looking through them, so they'd be able to breathe through this apparatus. There's an automotive drive train. There's a solid waste removal tube. There's a liquid waste removal tube. That's a pee and a poop chute, just in case you're wondering. Hydrocarbon to nutrient paste processor and gastronomic input tube. So they would form a kind of food, much in the way plants kind of do with chlorophyll. It's kind of disturbing. There's a neural interface to car electric system. And in this world, this is inside of every car. There's a naked person just kind of existing in there.
And there's factories that are just churning out car shells and people.
And then there's this theory of growing babies in tubes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they insert them into each shell, and then they grow into it, and it's disturbing.
It's a really weird theory, but I mean, I guess I can't, it's Jalopnik, right? So they're going to focus on the Cars thing, but I prefer the Pixar theory.
What's that?
Which is that every Pixar movie is connected, and that the cars in this case are just evolved AI that actually started back in The Incredibles, with the robots from there turned into the cars of today, and in the movies anyways, the sentient cars, and that it evolves where humanity came from and where it went, and that it follows humanity left Earth because it was too polluted by the cars, and they went up to with Wall-E and everything, and they were all taken care of.
Okay.
And it's all I prefer that theory where everything is connected, and actually that Brave is both. In this weird cyclical comic book kind of way, Brave is both the beginning and the end point for everything. Because it's where magic is introduced, it's where animals start acting like humans because of magic, and that actually the old woman is actually a time traveler from the kid from Monsters, Inc.
Oh yeah. Boo.
It's Boo. It's insane. But if you read it, I believe it's.
I've seen that part, but it escaped me that it was AI instead of the cars that had come far from the Incredibles time.
I believe his name is John Negroni or Dan Negroni. I can't remember who came up with the theory, but he wrote actually a full book explaining.
I've seen his blog post,
Yes.
but not the book.
He's come out with a full book now explaining in excruciating detail every single movie and how they all tie to each other.
I want to know how he explains the remnants of human culture and accessibility, at least as far as cars and buildings are concerned.
Yeah, he explains it all. And now he's actually added new chapters for Inside Out and like the movies that have come out since then. Like it's crazy how in depth he went with it. So Jalopnik, you got some work to do, folks. I mean, it
makes sense, kinda.
The car theory,
it's real gross.
It's very gross, and the shell theory, the biomechanical shell theory, is an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
But I really prefer the Pixar universe being one entire continuity that it ties into each other.
It still could be.
They haven't said yes or no either way. So we've had little hints, like Brad Bird came out for The Incredibles and specifically said that it starts like in an alternate 1950s. Mm-hmm. So like there's been little clues that people have kind of latched onto.
I mean, they do put Easter eggs in each one with different, maybe there'll be lots of Hug and Bear toy in someone's room that's not in the Toy Story movies. Or
Right.
we'll see like a picture of Dory or Nemo where it shouldn't be. It's interesting to think about. Audience, is this the true theory of Cars, or is the united Pixar theory the one? Please let us know what you think is the answer below, and please like and subscribe for more.